Thank you once again for joining me to talk all things vertical drama. I have found another phenomenal actress to talk to who's the amazing, brilliant and talented Skylar Fast.
Thank
So
you.
Skylar, here you go. Introduce yourself to the internet.
Okay, hi internet. My name is Skylar Fast. I'm primarily a vertical actor as of now. I do a lot of verticals. They're like little mini soap operas for film, but you probably already know that. Yeah, so that's my main shtick. I am so excited to share with you guys everything that I've worked on, everything that I'm passionate about, and hopefully you enjoy.
So I always like to ask, just to find out,
Hmm.
was acting always on the cards? Or were
Yes.
there other things that you could have pursued? How early was it you locked in on acting?
Yeah, no, I've been acting since I was like 5. So, and it's kind of can I share a little story real quick?
Go
Okay,
for it. Yeah.
great. So my mom worked at this place called Ugly Duckling at the time, but it's now called Drive Time. You probably know what that is. And she just wanted me to be at a school that was close to her. Basically, there was like really no thing other than that. And the school that was closest to her was actually performing arts school. And I remember like pulling up to it very first day of preschool, and I was like, and she was kind of telling me about it, like, you're gonna be able to be on a stage and sing and dance. And I remember telling her, Mom, I want to be an actress. Can I be an actress? And she's like, Oh, of course. But like, it's interesting because like at that age, nobody was like influencing me to do that. And my mom didn't take me to that school because she was pushing it on me. It was like, it was all aligned to be that way. And I felt very drawn to it from the beginning. So yeah, that's my little story.
Oh, wow. And do you remember like the first role that you had that was you were on a stage and you were like, I love
Yes.
this. This is for me.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. I was Gertrude in Seussical the Musical. And she's basically like a little frail little bird who just wants to have the big wings like Maisie. And that was really, really fun and amazing because I got to sing and just get really into it. And everybody that I was working with on that had so much fun. I was literally in 5th grade. So yeah, so that was my very first time like on a stage because you're not allowed to, well, not that you're not allowed to, but they just didn't do productions for like super young kids. It
Yeah.
was more like going to classes for those things. And then you get to the age where you get to be on the
Cool.
stage.
Oh. And so I have to ask, nerves, does that ever come in then?
Nerves in like on film or on stage.
On stage?
Ooh,
Because I was thinking
yeah,
that could
no.
be for
Uh-huh.
a kid pretty like, whoa, okay.
Yes,
Lots of people.
absolutely. For me, I feel like acting on a stage has never been scary, but singing is something
Ooh.
that's always been very nerve-wracking for me because I feel like I never really had like formal training, and even as a child I like knew that, and so I was scared. But I feel like acting usually like it came a lot more natural to me. I still enjoy singing and I think that I'm a decent singer, but I think with anybody, usually there's like a lot of vocal training, and I'm just hard on myself. So I think that that's where the stage fright comes when it comes to singing, because I'm like, oh my gosh, my voice is gonna crack, you know? So yeah.
So it's kind of linked to confidence that you're not quite as confident in your voice, say, as you
Yeah,
are in being in
exactly.
the character. Okay.
Exactly. Yes. But
That
but
makes a
I
lot of sense.
I rocked it because I leaned into who this little nervous little bird was. And so I think that that was great.
Oh. Did you have a cute costume?
Yes, I did. It was like a little blue dress. And then I had like ah I'm trying to remember, like a yellow bow, and then yeah, it was so cute. And then I had like a big high ponytail, and there was just there was this one point on stage where I was like dancing around in circles around Horton. Because was it around Horton or was it around a tree? It's been a minute, give me a break. But I was like eating jelly beans like to grow the tail, and I was like in the air like and I was like, doo doo, doo doo, doo doo, go. And it was just funny because it was just like, it was kind of like an adult concept, like taking the pills to whatever, but it was
Yeah.
funny. It was jelly beans and I'm a kid and it was hilarious. Yeah.
And that's like props on stage, that's throwing. I mean, that's quite intense.
Yeah, I have a little bit of a juggling background from that, I guess.
And yeah, I'm like skills already. So presumably you went and studied at college or uni, or did you go straight into working? What did you do when you finished school?
Yeah, absolutely. I went to Northern Arizona University. I started out as a business major and then I transitioned to theater major. Yes.
So why business to start with?
Oof, you know. Well, I actually started with CCJ, which is criminal justice. And
Oh,
yeah, which is really neat. And so the reason why I did it is because I love Law and Order. And so I was like, I'm gonna be a CCJ major. So I think it's like still like it's so funny because like acting has always been there. It's like I'm influenced for my career from a show. Okay.
yeah.
But
Oh, that
still,
makes sense. It was
it's
a good
still,
recruitment drive as a show.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. So but for me, I just think like I have like crazy ADHD and I was just like it's a lot of like, foundational things you need to know and very it was just not for me. It was yeah, it drew my attention out pretty fast. But then I did business because I think that was kind of like I joined a sorority and then I was like, well, everybody's doing business and it's practical, so I'll just do that. And I feel like that was a time in my life where I felt um like more like conforming to people, just like out
Mm.
of like, like to have like a kind of family on campus, I guess. But like that's not naturally who I am, and it drove me nuts. And going to the business classes drove me nuts, and I hated it. And I'm also really bad at technology, so it's just like, yeah. So at the time, I was dating somebody who I would always talk about how passionate I was about acting. And one time I took it upon myself to like just memorize this monologue just for fun because I wanted to show him. I wanted to show him like why I'm so passionate, I guess, or whatever. And so I performed the monologue in front of him, and he was like, "That's it. You're a theater major. You need to transition to theater. You are not a business major. What are you doing?" And I was like, I know, like my heart feels called to like do like performing, but like, and he was the main thing that like pushed me, and I pushed him to do like film and stuff, which was interesting because he was doing like pharmaceuticals. So yeah, and then rest is history. I ended up doing theater and I did some student films in college and I got very like connected with like the film kids. I loved I think I definitely prefer film over theater. Theater is very fun, but I love the intimacy you have with film. And so yeah, I really connected with the film kids and I ended up moving out to LA with some film kids. So don't regret college at all, even the loans. I'll take them.
I love that. That's always great when you have a relationship like that, that obviously you parted, but that
Yeah.
you kind of both pushed each other in the direction that you needed to go in. And you
Yes,
had sort of,
exactly.
life impact for each other. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Um, okay. Bright Lights, LA. What year did you come to LA?
2022? No, 2023.
2023. Okay. So pretty recent. So
Yeah.
how soon from getting to LA do verticals appear in your life?
Yes. Yeah, so I was in LA for about 6 months and then I started auditioning because I kind of wanted to get adjusted and then so I got Actors Access and everything. And then that was like the main thing that was on there was like verticals and at the time they were called mobisodes. And I was like, what is this? These names are kind of weird. I don't know if that involves my career. But then I was like, what am I even saying? I'm just starting out here. Like, let's go for it. And I did it and I'm one of those people, like, I absolutely would love to work with a really good script, but I think, like, just acting is the main goal and doing that, so, like, every single, like, project has been very special to me because I'm doing what I love, and that's all that matters, and yeah, so I never really judged them like that. It was more of a curiosity more than a judgment, I would say.
And is it that thing of like, I'm acting, I'm on set, I'm getting
Mhm.
the practice, I'm sort of
Yeah,
being with people that I love, I love,
absolutely.
the film kids, but we're all grown up now.
Yes! Yes! That's what I love so much about that's literally what I love so much. Oh my god, oh my god. That's what I love so much about, like, actors is, like, they have, like, this, like, childlike wonder to them, which is, like, really cool. I'll cry. Yeah, but it's cool to, like, "Oh?" my gosh, get it together, lady. It's cool to like be
No,
around
that's okay. This is happy tears. Don't mind happy tears.
happy tears.
Yeah.
Yes. I know. I do that too, and it's like I wonder where I learned to do that. Um, to like be like when I start crying, like in real life, not on film. I think that's I have crazy ADHD. I'm sorry. But I feel like that's why like film and stuff and acting is so special to me too because it's just such a freedom, to like just let go and be in the moment and be present. I feel like that's the time that I feel most present is when I'm like acting. I'm not thinking about anything. I'm like there. And that's
You're in the
really cool.
you're in the flow, would you say? You're
Yes,
in the zone. Yes. Okay.
absolutely.
If you're all right me asking about it, because obviously you've mentioned it, I have ADHD as well. So I have a theory verticals are really suited for ADHD
Yes.
because of the speed. So you're in it, you're really intense, and then you move on, which I'm guessing possibly suits more than like a really, really long, extended, very gappy, sitting around a lot kind of work.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. At first I was like, oh my gosh, it's so fast paced. Like 100-page scripts and I just got it today and I have that 2 days. It was very like overwhelming at first, but I definitely feel like after doing it, I'm like, wow, like I feel very like I've adapted very well to it. Sometimes they'll even be like, okay, we're adding a scene onto the sides today, last minute, and they'll be like, you guys are gonna do that in 5. And then it's like, okay, time to memorize. And I feel that fast-paced environment and unpredictableness is also something that I gravitate towards. I enjoy that kind of energy because it keeps me stimulated, I would say. So yeah, it's very special in its own way. I mean, obviously both environments have their own perks. Like a slower type, set would be like you have more time to prepare, which is nice. But yeah, I definitely feel it's very good for the ADHD and it lets out a lot of energy. And I feel like most actors have.
No, I love that because I've heard I was talking to an actress who's sort of done a lot of work in China, and she's saying, she'll see, more seasoned actors come and just struggle with a lack of prep and that lack
Yeah.
of time. I can see for ADHD, it's like you can cope with that. Okay, we're just going to throw everything at you, and it might go this way and it might go that way, and you're just going to have to go with it.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So it's all a learning process and it's very exciting.
Okay, so I need to ask you about some of your, well, you have many roles. Um, Caution, cute baby alert.
Uh-huh.
It's so cute.
That one's very near and dear to my heart. I love that one.
What do you remember about that? Because that's quite a while ago now. I mean, how much do you remember from these shoots? And kind of, do you
Yeah.
have any stories from that one?
Yeah, that's a memorable one for sure. Because there's some shoots that you do and it's like obviously you remember it, but it's just like difficult. Just because maybe you didn't connect with the characters much and stuff. But that one was very special to me because that was like at the beginning of doing verticals. And it was like a motherly figure. And I connected a lot to like my mom throughout it. My mom has she's always sacrificed herself for me. She's had a very difficult life, and I think getting into who that character was really easy for me, but it was also very connecting and, like, therapeutic in a way. And Jake Hobbs is just, like he's the most kindest, like, he's such a wonderful person, so working with him made it 10 times easier. Viren is super talented. But yeah, I mean, at the end of that shoot, it's like I've never had an experience like this. Like, at the end of it, everybody, like, started clapping, and they're like, "Oh, give a speech," and it was so, like everybody was just like a big family at the end. And like I have so many sets like that, but this one definitely is very special to me because I feel like I felt very seen on it, I would say.
You are brilliant in it. And what I love, okay, this is what I love about you, is that your career is so varied. Okay.
Mhm.
So that role is, it's a fairly standard vertical leading lady.
Yeah, of course.
Gets reunited with lost love.
Yeah.
Next one is flipping awesome, and it is one of my favourites, which is the body swap one of I Swap Bodies with My Nemesis, which you rock. Now, the thing I also love is there's a really good body swap one from years ago called It's a Boy Girl Thing
Mhm.
with like Smear Armstrong and Kevin something or other in it, and you kind of look a little bit like Samara, so I kind of loved that as well. Oh my God, you're so good in this.
Thank you.
You're so good because you get to do all like the physicality, being the guy, as well as just the hilariousness of the situation.
Thank you.
How, how do you do that when you presumably you've got very little prep?
Yeah.
And like, how do you and your co-star like? Are there certain things that you're like, right, you do that, so I'm going to do that, and that will be like the little tell that I'm playing. How does it all work?
Yes. So it was funny because we were like getting each other on posture and stuff, and like Tyler would be like hunched over. Let me just air do it. He'd be like, and I'd be like, and I'd be like, ooh. Also, I'm calling myself out of my sweats, but yeah, we were just like fixing each other's posture. Like he'd say something, and I'm like, no, hair flip, and he's like, oh, hair flip, and yeah, so we were like helping each other a lot, and that was really cool. In general, I feel like I have like this masculine energy to me as well. I feel like that's probably something that actors experience in general because they're actors, and so they feel very connected to like a lot of different kinds of people, I guess. But it's so funny because at first when I was messaged about this, I was like, this is my role. This is my role. This is my role. I felt so connected to it. And then somebody else ended up getting it, and he messaged me about it. Or he emailed me about it, the casting director, and I wasn't even sad. I was in denial. I said, no, that's my, like, I just feel so drawn to it. Like, I'm supposed to do it. And then literally a day later, he goes, oh, never mind. You're going to be playing Lexi Ember. And I was like, it's just funny. Like when you feel like a little nudge or something like that, like it's usually got to listen to that.
I feel like you just made that happen by you just refused to accept an alternate reality where it was not your role. It's like, no, this is reality. This is my truth. This is my role.
Absolutely.
I don't think anyone could play it as well as you. Honestly, you're the best I've seen.
Thank
and there's
you.
been quite a few body swap ones, but you are like so good.
I appreciate that.
Okay. So, right, what I really want to ask you now about is then the baddies come in.
Uh-huh.
Now that feels that's quite unusual because often, was that a conscious thing that you were like, I want to widen out what I'm doing? Because often people are like, oh, I'm a villain, I don't want to be a villain, I'm a leading. Whereas actually you done lead, but actually you were like, I can do villain as well. How did that come about? And then I particularly want to ask you about some of your favourite roles where you've really caused chaos as a villain.
I feel like from the beginning, I was already kind of applying to them. I got my first one and I kind of was like, heck yeah. And I like really enjoy having fun with it. I would say they can be very, very fun. I would say my favorite villain that I've played is Jennifer. Not to just saying Jennifers are pretty awesome, but but no, I played Jennifer, what's it the one with Kayla Brady. A virgin surrogate.
Oh, virgin surrogate for the billionaire, and you're the superstar girlfriend who kind of daddy owns the team, and if he doesn't get with me, I'm getting him off the team. And
yes.
Oh
yeah. So that is my favorite villain I have ever played. Wardrobe alone was amazing. It's just like I had so much freedom. Grace Park was a director with that, and she gave me so much freedom with that. And I just think like the atmosphere that was created for that character, like the Y2K and the sassy, mean girly, bitchy, like I was just really leaning into like the comedy of it, I think. Like it felt like Mean Girls. Any role that I play, if I get to add like a little bit of comedy, I think that that's very freeing and exciting for me. And I feel out of all the villains that I've played, that one was the most comedic and also I feel came the most natural. Especially because I idolized Mean Girls as a child. I mean, I love that movie. So, yeah, that was a lot of inspiration, I would say.
There's just a brilliant one at the beginning where you're basically faking it in hospital. It's just this scene. Oh, no, I'm really ill. I'm really ill. It's like, you know, my phone.
Oh, yes. The classic faking I'm sick. I love that bit.
What are the favourite bits that you've got to do as a villain where you're like, it's almost... this is so outrageous, but I got to do it as a villain. Are there any like...
Oh, man. Oh, you're asking good questions. Too good of questions. The scene in just that, because now my mind's on that one and I'm thinking, I'm trying to remember the other villains that I've done. But there was uh uh the one where it was the class where they were learning how to take care of the babies and all that, and I come over and I'm like, ew, what is this thing? Like, it was, I love, like, of that character, I love the complete, like, unawareness. Like, just completely just unaware of everybody else, so, like, self-absorbed. I think that that was really funny because it was genuine for that character. It wasn't, some of the times it wasn't even her being mean. She just so unaware of everything.
Yeah, because she was on a mission, wasn't
Yeah,
she?
yeah.
That was it. It was like, what's going on? I felt so much for the woman running that class. Like your characters just stand up. So what's going
Um, okay. Like, just
on?
not
I'm like,
knowing.
"Oh, that's my baby."
You did a
So
great
good.
job. That I multiple times I was like, don't laugh at her because their reactions to me are like too funny.
Well, yeah. What is the thing that is most likely to make you break on set?
Ooh. Okay, I'm a breaker. Let me tell you, and I'm a bad influence because I wear my heart on my sleeve when it's something is funny. One of the last ones that I did that was released called Suicide Won't Help. It was literally just released. The lead actor, Cameron, he was a villain actually. He was like really good at being like insane. And it was so like berserk. Is that it? Yeah, that's what it was so berserk the things that he was doing that I was just like, and everybody else was like we could not look at each other because he was nailing it. He's nailing it. But or another thing that gets me is when my scene partner is, I think when they end up, they're trying to say something loving, but they kind of say it like a fuckboy a little bit. It's supposed to be a genuine I love you, and they're like, I love you. And it's just like, oh my God, it gets me because it's funny. Um, yeah. That's one.
Oh, I love that. Is there a lot more giggles on set than people realize?
Oh, yes. There's a lot of the dramatic ones, especially, honestly. It's because it's such like intense concepts that like you can't help but like pull the humor out of it, is like dark as it can be. I think that's a big reason why there is so much comedy on set, is to kind of off balance the crazy stuff that's happening, because at the end of the day we're actors and we need to get into that mindset. So without distracting too much, adding comedy definitely makes the days a lot lighter sometimes. Yeah.
So I want to go back before we talk about the main project we want to talk about,
Mhm.
which is obviously something comes up is there's not a huge amount of diversity in verticals, in particular female love stories. There's been more and more boy love ones. And then when I put a post out that, you were like, I think you will find I have done that. And you have. So there's a really lovely love story in My Boss's Son Wants Me, because
Yes.
it's primarily your mum's love story, but you also have one as well. Um, yeah, how, and also, can I just say, I'm presuming the actress who played your mum was not that much older than you.
No, I think she was definitely in her 30s, like
Yeah.
early to mid, and I'm 27 almost. So yeah, she wasn't that much older than me.
But yeah, what are your memories about that set, and also just how nice was it to actually, oh, I've actually got something that's got, because there was quite a lot for that character of kind of dealing with her mum and her mum's relationships and also her own relationships. How was that?
It was very much like a bonding experience with Dominique. It was really very special. It's interesting because that set was, it stands out like energetically, like it stands out like alignmentally, like it like Angela, the director for that, she's spiritual. She's spiritual. She's very in tune, and I think that she picks people very well. And it's crazy because me, Dominique, Danny, we all ended up getting very, very close. And then me and Douglas started dating off of that. And Angela, like, me and Douglas are close to her, and she gives us passion fruits from her passion tree. That set was so incredibly special to me. And I think a part of that was because that storyline was in there, like that progressive, like, just like all encompassing, including like storyline and the characters and the gay relationship and like I think that it was very special. And I think that Angela kind of switch things around for it to be that way because it initially me and Gabriella were just friends. So they shifted it around to make it a little bit different in that way. And yeah, the feeling from that set is very, very special. And I love how different it was. And I think that people appreciate that. And I think that there should be more kind of storylines like that because it wasn't your typical thing. The thing that catches people's attention was my boss's son wants me. But yeah, it was very different and I loved that about that one.
Oh, and I love that so much came out of that as well.
Yeah.
Okay, I have one more lead role I want to ask you about,
Yes.
which is the hot CEO rejected um, many, many ladies for me. 500, apparently.
Yeah, 500.
Yeah, that has to have one of the best church scenes at the beginning with a wedding meltdown.
Yes. Zayn is so wonderfully talented. Oh my goodness. The tongue part, every time anybody sees that, they're just like, did he just do that? And I'm like, yeah, isn't it awesome? Like, no. And then the cake and all that. Yeah, that, man, you're mentioning all these projects, and I'm like, yeah, that one is no, but these are all just like everybody on that set was amazing as well. And like, I worked with Zayn 3 more times after that. We were all very close on that one as well. Very close. So, yeah.
Was the tongue him?
What
I'm
happened?
presuming that was the tongue him. I'm presuming it was just him going for it.
Oh, yeah. Improv. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, that's not direction. That's someone just going for it. Just it's so funny. It's the funniest thing. And then all the cake flying everywhere as always. That's one of the best
Oh,
moments
of
of cake
course.
flying, I think.
It felt good, but also then I felt bad. But it was fun.
Yeah. And then obviously the one we arranged to talk about was okay. Now I have to say it without YouTube telling me off, which is the end of the and then on IMDb it's F's housewife. That's the way it's gone for it. Which is made by the lovely Gingerbread Pictures, who I love very much, and also directed by Dede who's also brilliant and has a great cast. So this one again is quite different because I'm just going to do the setup if people haven't watched it. Housewife, family, in-laws, kids.
Yes.
It's not great. It's very much everyone's dog's body. Then gets the diagnosis of you only have certain amounts to live, and then sort of finally turns and I'm actually going to live my life for me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, one of my favourite bits at the beginning is the Lego. Was that in the script or did you come up with that? Because I just think that just like summarizes how awful everything is, and then you stand on the Lego and it's like it just builds the like frustration with everything.
Oh yeah. No, it was in the script. And I did actually put my foot on the Lego so it would hurt because those freaking Legos. Yeah. It's like everything's going wrong and then you stub your toe on a corner. Yeah, it's classic.
So how did you get attached to that project? Was it one that really stood out to you from the beginning that you were like, really, really want to work on this?
Yeah. So the thing that really attached me to that project is Dede. I mean, I've never worked with a director quite like him in the vertical space at all. I mean, the passion that he has, the passion that he puts into every single thing that he does, the authenticity and light that he brings to set. I mean, he changes a room. He walks into a room and it's different. He's a very special person. And I think working with somebody that sees things a certain way, I think we just saw very eye to eye, I think very similarly. And we maneuver very similarly. So I feel like we just brought out something in each other, and that's and also just the I don't give an F-ness of that. Because at first I was like, wow, the script is crazy. Like I was like, what is going on here? But then I was okay, let me lean into it. Let me see why I'm doing all these things. And one of the conclusions that I came to is like F societal norms. Like like we're constantly masking and pretending to be somebody that we're not, out of fear of what people think of us. And I think that that's something that's very special about that to me is the fact that, yeah, it was crazy and it was off the chains, but it was also, I'm moving fully through my heart and I don't care how anybody sees me for that. And I think that that's also a theme with how I feel about Dede and just his authenticity and like how he moves from his heart and he's great.
I have to ask, you worked with him before?
Never. No. No,
So
never.
how did you kind of look at other work, and do you sort of hear from
Mhm.
colleagues and friends of like, okay, you want to work with Dede? You end up with a bit of a list of, I know that these are great people I want to work with.
Gotcha. Well, Dede, it was kind of just random. I hadn't really like heard anything until I mentioned it to Douglas, and Douglas was, oh my gosh, you have to meet Dede. He's wonderful. And I do ask other actors what directors are good directors to work with because honestly, I've just come to realize how important that is for me to work with a director that because I think it's more when the client gets involved that it gets just okay, this doesn't really feel that fun anymore, because they're so like in control of what you're doing. And so you're not really acting, you're just like a puppet a little bit. And which is it's rare to have that feeling on a set. That's just I think it's when the client who doesn't really have a lot of acting background or understand it takes control and then it feels very robotic. And that's not why we act, We act to make art and collaborate with somebody and, that's the whole vibe. So just I think having a director that I see eye to eye with is very important or just somebody who's have some kind of vision and share that with me and we can make something freaking awesome from it. So yeah, the director is very important. I would say the director that I work with is more important than the script for me because I think that it's always a cool little challenge to make a crazy script something that people can relate to and be heard and seen from and it can touch people's hearts based off of how you translate it through your performance. So I don't necessarily think that the script needs to be phenomenal for it to be touching for people or to make them feel heard. I think the director giving you the freedom to live through the character is the most important thing, at least for me.
I have to ask you as well. So we've got dreadful husband,
Hmm.
Ryan, okay, who's kind of clueless dreadful. Then she's got dreadful mother-in-law,
Hmm.
who is just non-stop having a go at her.
Hmm.
And then we've got Isabella, the lovely
Hmm.
Charlie Winslow,
Yes.
who has made me want to go every time she goes, Ryan, 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 Ryan. Yeah.
Me too, girl. Me
Which one was
too.
worse? Which one was worse out of the three?
Which one was
What,
worse out of the three?
as in the
Um,
characters, obviously, all wonderful people, the actors and actresses. But yeah, which
yeah,
one do you think was
personally
the
worse,
one
but
that
I,
was the
I know.
biggest problem for Lillian?
Who is the biggest problem on set? No.
Yeah, yeah.
No, no, no. Everybody's wonderful. Um,
Oh, and
absolutely.
obviously, I'm sorry, I missed out. I feel really bad. I miss Zelda as well. So obviously, the sister as well, who it's like, get your own life. Stop
Oh yeah.
interfering with your brother's
Yeah.
marriage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like,
Um,
what is that about?
that
Yeah,
that girl. Honestly, she was like a fly on the wall to me. But yeah, I would say um definitely Ryan was he was the most difficult for me because I feel like the other characters, they're unaware. They are crappy people who probably should grow a little bit in life. And I think that there wasn't an emotional attachment to them. Ryan, there's an emotional attachment to. So every single thing that he does, every single way that he looks at me, like I'm microanalyzing it because that's somebody who once like was very, very special to me. So he was the
um,
biggest villain and he was the biggest thing, the hardest thing to deal with. Every single time I saw him, like I would say it pulled at me. But the other people, it's like, okay, they're annoying and they probably should grow and be more aware, but like I could give two Fs. And in theme of the movie, I could give
yeah.
two Fs. I'm I feel like I named it that simply because it was the one where I was wearing the burgundy top, where they were, like, trying to kick me out. I said the F word so many times in that, and that was improv because I was very upset. And so sometimes when I'm very upset, I just add them in there,
Yeah.
naturally. Yes, that's a funny little backstory behind the title. I truly feel I influenced that. And I love it because it's again with the theme of like, that's not a normal thing to name something, right? And it just goes against what
Mm.
everybody thinks it should be, which is like, cool.
So there's some really cool scenes once she's decided I've had enough, I'm going to live my life. So I think it is one of the best makeover scenes as such, because it's not really makeover, it's more I am shopping and I'm gonna buy what I want and buy everything, and that's
Yes.
fantastic. And obviously some very good food and drink throws as well over the people who need to grow a bit in life.
Oh, yeah.
What were the best or the most important moment for Lillian when she takes her power back?
The scene at the beginning where he's like, make me food, wash the thing. And I'm like, do you not see me? Like, I'm completely drenched, like, you're like it was kind of a realization of, "Oh, this person that I've, like, poured my heart and soul to gives 2 Fs about me." Like, he does not care. And I think that that was kind of like a turning point of, like, facing facing it all head on and, fully finally letting go because I've dealt with, being attached to somebody that I subconsciously knew wasn't in it for me and was kind of being very emotionally abusive. And I feel like that moment gave me so much freedom because it was the moment of just like, I'm done being walked all over. And then it transitioned to the entire film being I'm a powerful woman and I won't let anybody tell me anything less. I'm going to stand my ground and be exactly who I am, and the people that appreciate that and see it and love it are the people that I'm supposed to be around. That scene was so special because and it sucks because sometimes when like scenes are cut, I still think that it came out wonderfully, but like, there was a full take that we did that, like, after it's like everybody on set was crying. Like, the makeup artist came to do touch-ups on me, and she was like and it was so I mean, me and Ryan, um, like, I'm calling him Ryan, his real name,
Ethan.
Ethan, yes, Ethan. I knew that. After that, he was like, "I genuinely never wanna feel that way ever again."
Well, sometimes in that kind of storyline, what happens is he sees the error of his ways. Not really sure. Whereas you get a happy ever after. She gets the very lovely Julian Hudson who whisks her off, and also wonderfully, they kind of builds the bond with the son. So
Yeah.
I really liked the ending as well.
Yeah,
He didn't
absolutely.
compromise her character. Does that make sense?
What was that?
It doesn't compromise her character
Yeah.
because he
Yes.
stays strong. It's like, I've got a new man. I do not need you. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. I completely 110% agree. Because I do. It's like it always starts out with it's somebody, and then I end up back with them even through all the stuff, which is like, yeah, it's good to stay strong for your person, but like if they're treating you like that, absolutely not taking no crap from no one. Yeah.
So out of all the roles you've done, what are the ones that people tend to message you about? Are there certain roles that you found are the ones that people love?
Yeah, swap bodies, boss son wants me, caution keep baby alert, my CEO rejected 500 ladies for me. I would say that those are the top ones that people message me about. Which, those are the ones that I felt very special in my heart. So it works out. And it's interesting when something feels so special and you feel so drawn and attached to it, that means that you're in alignment and people will also notice and see that as well. So
So we've talked about you've done like an amazing range of roles. You've done strong heroes, heroines, kind of more traditional heroines. You've done comedy, villains. What would you like to do? What would be like a good challenge or stretch for you?
ooh, a good challenge or stretch. Huh. A challenge or stretch. Are we talking like vertical wise, or just in general? What would be like a good like kind of
Let's go in general. You
okay.
don't have to stick to vertical.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Um, so I think probably like a character that starts out completely different from how they end up. Like Pearl. Pearl's one of my favorite movies, with Mia Goth. And I have always, I would love to play a role like that. And I think that it definitely can be a challenge to get in the mindset that's completely different from where you end up, because it's like the character changes throughout the story. And I think like two crazy extremes would be really fun to play with. And so I just think that characters that are deeply evolving, or like, ooh, a Poor Things type character, like Emma Stone. Just weird. See that? Okay, that's more my answer. I would say like a weird, like not from Earth type character. Um, that you create from like your mind. That's what I want to do. Yes.
I love this. And are you a writer? Is that something you would write for yourself or?
Ooh. Um. So I I've always enjoyed writing like stories and stuff. As far as dialogue, my mind doesn't think in dialogue terms. I think very visually, which is why like story writing is easier than like writing a script. So I think that I could write like a cool story, and then somebody can like translate it into a script possibly, or I could even push myself to start writing scripts. But yeah, I think it would be really, really awesome to do that. And I think that's a great like manifestation practice as well, like for an actor, like just writing the
Write the role you want.
right what you're striving to be. Yeah, absolutely.
Can you just give people, if you don't mind me asking, idea of like working as a vertical, how many days in a month are you on set, roughly? And
Yeah,
kind of, because it's intense, but I think it might surprise people quite how intense it can be.
yeah, no, definitely. I mean, there's been projects that it was like back to back. I finished wrapping and then the next day I was on another set, and sometimes it's just like that. I don't know if that's completely beneficial. You can do that every once in a while, but I think a break is kind of necessary, just because then you start to get bogged down. Sometimes it works because I'll do like a lead and then I'll jump into a villain, which like is a good transition because it's very different. And it's not like the same repetitive thing. But yeah, there's been times where I've had 2 days off in a whole month. But it never feels like work. It never feels like something that I'm dreading doing. It's always excitement to continue on to the next project. I do think though it is necessary to have some time to just recuperate. But it can be very, very crazy. And then your mood gets crazy and none of your chores are done and you have a dog and it's just like I'm a bad dog mom for the moment being. But I have a great situation now with my dog, and there's another dog in the household, and it's awesome. But yeah, your life can feel like get a little bit behind and stuff. So yeah, breaks are important, but never get tired of the craft. Sum it up.
So I get that. I reckon probably the biggest energy for you, from what you're telling me, is just being on set and being around people.
Yes.
But I also need to know about snacks and drinks. Are you a Celsius person?
Oh, I'm a Celsius girl. Yes, I love my Celsius. I will say when I play leads, I try not to, because I'll go into a very intimate, deep, emotional scene and I'll be like it's you know what I mean? Like I can't. It sucks because it'll be like a long day and I'll be like, man, I could use some energy right now. But then we go into the scene and I'm like, great, I'm happy I didn't do that. Villains, I will chug 10 Celsius a day, not literally. But I will drink all the Celsius. Yes. That's my favorite thing. Another one of my favorite things on Crafty is chili dried mango, which a lot of
Ooh.
cuties are just that's a staple for Crafty. Always cuties.
And then final question is what's downtime for you? So what helps you switch off?
Yeah, definitely. Gym. Going to the gym is very extremely grounding for me. And I need to get up early and go to the gym too. And if I do it later in the day, I feel bleh. But yeah, getting up early, going to the gym. I'll also just having another creative outlet. I mean, because obviously I'm auditioning when I'm not on set, so that's really nice. But like having another medium that kind of helps balance because if you're constantly doing one medium, that's not good either. You need things to balance it out. And for me, it's painting. So I've been in a painting streak lately. I've been loving painting and yeah, those are some and rollerblading, like rollerblading.
Rollerblading. Oh my goodness, we need the rollerblading vertical. Like,
Yes!
we need
Rollerblading
that to
vertical.
happen.
Yeah, why roller derby with lesbian no. Gay
We could do that because that would work for the villains,
you know
wouldn't
I
it?
think so? And maybe like a gay little love story too with that because it's like kind of like that.
Could be so good. Could
Yes.
be so good. Right. Okay. We've just come up with a genius pitch between us. I need to ask about the painting as well. What's your medium? Are you like oils or watercolors or kind of what are you dabbling with?
Acrylic is my fave.
Oh,
Yes.
love that.
I would love to show you. It's actually on my Instagram if you wanted to like see. I guess it would be better if I showed you on camera, right? Maybe I could. Okay. I'm like, am I? Is that cool? Okay, cool. That's cool. You want to?
I'm cool. It's just if you're cool.
Yeah. Okay. Let me get it from my messy ASS closet real quick. My little setup. I thumbtack my backdrop into the wall.
I love it. These are the things people don't realize you need as an actor, isn't it? You've got to go buy the backdrop and the.
Oh, it's a whole ordeal. You have to make like a little studio in here. I have like a painting that I'm very like connected to that I put this in here. Oh wait, no, there it is. Yay, found it. Oh my god, that just made my day. Okay. Okay. Oh, yes. This
I'm also like, why is it not on a wall?
because it's very meaningful to me, but it also has very dark and like I was going through a difficult time when I made it. But
Yeah.
I feel like those are the times you create sometimes the most beautiful art.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay, I can see why it's not on a wall, but wow.
Yeah.
And was that really cathartic then, just getting all that emotion out? Because you can just feel the emotion.
Oh
You
yeah.
can just feel so much emotion there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah. It's at that time I wasn't like also here's a cute little picture of me and my mama.
Oh, hi, Mama. Mum, best.
But yeah, I think in general a way to like interpret my emotions, I need something like creative to like let it out. Otherwise I can get like very not myself. So yeah, it
Yeah.
definitely feels very freeing and good. And I like to listen. I like music to influence also what I'm creating. So I listen to music like of like how I'm feeling in that moment, and then I like paint something based off of that too. So yeah.
Love to know that one. Did that like all flow in one go, or was it something that you kind of kept going back to and working on that painting?
Yeah, it was so I worked on it over the span of like maybe like 2 days or so. But it was like as soon as I had the idea, I just put it to the canvas. Because usually the way that I don't really like plan too much when I'm gonna paint. I kind of just like sit. It's always very like emotionally driven when I paint. Here, let me show you a more happier one. It's oh, I put it back in here.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So this one is like
Oh, yeah. Oh,
yeah,
that's beautiful as well.
that was a
But yeah,
freeing moment.
yeah, you definitely get the emotion. You're an artist.
Oh,
You're an artist 'cause there's emotion in both of them.
thank
Oh,
you. Yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to show you a happier one because that other one, it's like, whoa, she okay?
But no, but it's good because it means, yeah, I think it's as you said, isn't it? It's finding a tool that like works
Yes,
for you, that gets things out.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. And then final question, because you've been amazing. I've taken up loads of your time. Future projects. Is there anything upcoming that you would particularly like us to look out for?
Yeah. There's one that I just did. It was a villain. So I just wrapped it. These titles sometimes stick together a little bit. Let me see the title real quick. I can't believe I already forgot what it was called.
I'm watching a vertical and I forget what the character's name is.
Oh yeah,
I'm dreadful. So I'm literally watching. I go, what are they called again? It's like,
definitely.
comes to us all. It's like who knows?
Yes, but this last one that I just did, it's called The Divorce Heiress Claims Her Crown. That's one with Francesca. And yeah, so I did that with Francesca and it was really fun. And I got to be a villain for the first time in a minute. So because I've been doing more leads recently and jumping back into the villain was like, oh, okay, yeah. Like I can like get back into this, but yeah, so look out for that one.
I just want to say thank you so much because you've been absolutely awesome, and I just feel really lucky. I've just got to speak to you for an hour. So thank you, thank you,
Oh,
thank you for your
of
time and
course.
all the awesome roles. And I can't wait to see lots more from you.
Of course. Thank you so much, Jen. This has been an honor. I was really excited for today, so thank you.